to lay down some base color on my Wadroon Hunters using primarily WarColours, and then backing those up with Army Painter paints using only tools and paint you can buy in our store. That was our test model. Here's the ones we'll be working on today. Absolutely stunning detail. I really didn't appreciate it until I got them primed. Just a simple zenithal. I'm starting with Olive 4 by WarColours. Great paint, thins well. Cannot complain at all. What are we using? Synthetic Da Vinci Nova Series brushes, size 2 for the entire video. And then later on it'll be some of the new Army Painter dry brush sets. They're pretty nice too. Been testing out Army Painter wet palettes. They're pretty decent. Price isn't terrible at 25 bucks. You get 2 hydrofoams and a bunch of the parchment papers. You'll see I added a drop of my homemade medium, quote unquote, which is just flow aid, retarder, and water. Just to add a little extra thin. You can see these models have a ton of detail. Warband starter sets, 50 bucks, gets you a decent amount of models and a real good taste for the game, rules, everything you need to go. It's all available on our website. Talk a bit about the Wadroon while we watch me paint. I've doing this as voiceover again. It seems to work better for me, and I turned off all the printers. The Wadroon are a manufactured race created by the Spires, but they don't quite understand what happened. Some X factor made them intelligent and aware. They're not sure if it was the use of biomass from the creatures of the wasteland, use of biomass from humans, or maybe even a combination of the two. But the result is big, super mutant looking orcs that ride raptors and T-Rexes and stuff, and that is super cool. Almost done the first coat of Olive 4 WarColor paint. Use it quite a bit on the test model. We'll get to the one for an Aztec-y kind of look, I guess. More of that will come in the future in other videos. There we go. Very nice models. Now we'll get on to the second coat, and where I switched up my setup. Now, with that little change, we start our second layer of Olive 4 by WarColours. This paint is very affordable, working out to about $2.99 per pot if bought individually. We have faction themed sets as well. And as we get closer to opening our store in the physical world, I'm going to try to get the full line. It comes from Cyprus, so we'll see what we can do about that. Well, I can go on and on about WarColours and Parabellum Games and Conquest, but while I finish these base coats, let's talk about a little giveaway my good friend the Protege is doing. The Imperium of War on Instagram is giving away a Conquest First Blood faction starter box, and to help him sweeten the deal, we are going to kick in an Army Painter Battlefield spacing set, so you can build your warband and make them look super fancy. You can watch the Imperium of War live stream every Wednesday and Friday on Instagram. It's usually a good time. Sometimes he even glues stuff to his fingers. We're almost through these first round of color on these bad boys. Then we'll switch up to bringing out the midtones with some simple dry brushing. It's pretty amazing how simple you can be and still get a good effect with miniature painting. I am the farthest thing from a pro. I think we're just about done here. You get a good shot focused on the camera. I'm using a cell phone for most of this, so as they go on, they'll get better. Oh, needed some touch-ups. How about we do a little time lapse with some crazy music I got for free. Now on to the dry brushing, starting with some Army Painter Greenskin. A little shaky. Added some metal mixing balls to all my paints not long ago. It was a great idea. So this first dry brush, you want to kind of get diggy with it, if you know what I mean. Be a little more aggressive. I mean, don't fill in your shadows, but you want to take over a lot of the darker tone with this slightly less darker tone. I'm using the Army Painter Master Series dry brush set, I guess you would call it. Just the smallest one for these guys. They seem really good and a fraction of the cost of the other ones that are very similar. How about another montage? Yeah. And the final step for this video, using Ochre 4 Antithesis by WarColours as a sort of glaze. These are very comparable to Contrast, but for what I needed here to bring out the high points of the muscles on these Wadroon, it worked absolutely perfect. And at only $2.99 a bottle, it's an incredible value and very good paint. So we'll just run into another short montage of laying down these glazes and highlights, and then I will show you the paints we use for the whole process. have it. Ochre 4 Antithesis. Using it as a glaze. We'll be doing experimenting, if I haven't already mentioned that, with the core box set and Antithesis paints to see what we can pull off. It's pretty great stuff. Let's take a look at this guy, if I can get him zoomed in. Focused. I mean, you can keep applying layers of yellow to brighten it up, but for a rank and file game that potentially has a few of these guys on the table, looks pretty darn good. Let's take a look at the paints we used, or I used, to pull off bright green flesh. We started with Olive 4, then Dry Brush with Green Skin, Goblin Green, then Envy by Army Painter, and a glaze of Ochre 4 Antithesis by WarColor. And we have our beautiful little green skin. I want to thank you for watching this, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.